Appearance on Dion's does not imply endorsement from or by any candidate or guest. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by Dion Bergeron or Dion's Daily Dose are his own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of any guest. Material and information presented for general information purposes only. The Dion's Daily Dose name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owners, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service. If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose.
Ooh, hello, welcome everybody. So tonight we got a little bit of a different. I'm trying to score me some backup beverage. I was a little too slow. Anyway, we're going to cover the State of the Union, but before that, we're going to kind of give at least my expectations. I know what I think's going to happen. I know what I hope happens, but I know what I think's going to happen. And we're going to kind of go through that a little bit. For those of you just tuning in that haven't seen the show recently, we got the Disenfranchised, man, it'd be nice if I could talk, podcast with us here today. And I got to say, guys, I attended the Republican Congress of Counties that they had down in French Lick. I actually just got back from it. And I got to admit, it's hard not to be disenfranchised when you attend something like that, at least for me. But I'll shut up and welcome, guys.
Oh, you're more than fine. Usually I'm the one that keeps telling you he's usually telling me to shut up. No, hey, I'm glad that you we're more than, we had a great time coming on and doing the show with you last time. I definitely I'm glad that we can do this with you. I think I want to keep doing more of these, like we said. And I think I have a good idea what ours general opinions are, and I feel like they're probably not too far off from what yours is, but
yeah, more than likely. So
have
you guys ever been to this Congress of Counties thing?
No, not really.
So at its base level, it has some very useful things in it. One of the things is it's for campaigns, and it gives in various classes like how to use social media effectively, proper like fundraising techniques, stuff like that. There's some super useful information in there.
Right.
That said, it's also an opportunity for incumbents to get up there and tell everybody what they're doing right. Now, when I ran especially for Congress, but also for state rep, one of the big things that people said is, at least in the party, is we stay out of primaries, right? We don't get involved in the primary. There was a whole lot of involved in the primary going on at this place. And I'm going to talk more about it in an independent video, but I will just say that it's hard anymore to truly justify continuing with the system that we currently have. When we see, and the elephant in the room is the Epstein files, man. And as someone who takes abusing kids very, very seriously, people, I believe, need to be publicly strung up for that kind of crap. It's more than infuriating to see an administration that could do significantly more, in my opinion, to bring the perpetrators to justice. It's sad that we have to see the UK of all frickin' places actually taking steps before we are.
Yeah. And not even just that, but them running on it and winning, using that as a campaign talking point.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing about it is, and that's where, Keith and I have talked extensively about it on our show as well, about like, well, what do you think happened about it? What do you think, and the only thing I can guess is that is that they really thought that there was going to be, that he really didn't realize how extensive it went into the background. And that's why. And then once he realized that there were so many, because I don't really think, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't really think that Trump is in there as a pedophile.
No,
I just don't.
no.
He might be, but we should at least have everything unredacted and taken out. So I'm willing to find out.
I will say
my gut feeling,
as someone who has been a vocal Trump supporter, if he is in there with credible evidence that he did some sketchy shit, he should be right along with the rest. There is not a single person that abused a child that I would want to see pardoned. I don't give a shit which side of the aisle or which, ballot they file under. If you're a sicko, you deserve the punishment. I don't care what your last name is. I don't care what your position in the government is.
how much money you have.
Exactly. Prosecute these bastards.
Well, we've seen then that he said then to Marjorie Taylor Greene, to several other people that have come out and publicly said when he was trying to get them to not to vote against Thomas Massey's bill.
Yeah.
What was the thing he said? Well, I don't want all these people that are my friends to get hurt. So that's where I think the biggest thing comes from.
It's a freaking issue.
Yeah.
It's absolutely an issue. And I'm not on board with that crap.
Yeah.
And there's this something that I've seen, at least in my circle of particularly conservative friends, is there's this belief in this whole putting people in the spotlight, right? So the reason why this individual was chosen for this position is because they're actually a POS and Trump's exposing them. I don't know if that's the most effective way to run a government, and I highly doubt it's the most effective way to return a government to proper what's the constitutionality, right? That's been one of the big things is our constitutional republic as originally designed, and I think even the left would agree, is very different now from what it was designed to be.
Without a doubt. It shouldn't matter whether or not you have a Republican or Democratic president nearly as much as it does.
Exactly. And there are so many instances of Congress, for example, handing their power away.
Yes.
And then crying when the individual or group or whatever that they gave it away to uses it in a way that they don't agree with. Then they go, oh no, oh my God. A perfect example of that is right here in Indiana with the NIPSCO and these high ass utility rates in the IURC. We have representatives telling voters, oh, we can't do anything because the power to do that rests with the IURC.
Yep.
Well, the big fat problem with that is that the legislative branch gave them that power, and they retain that power as long as they're allowed to.
I just sat on an hour and a half long podcast and about an hour and a half ago, and a Libertarian podcast, and I talked exactly about that because it was about my campaign. And that was one of the things I said. I said, the fact that what politicians do, and both Republicans and Democrats do it, is they create these boards, they create all these fundamental things that they can hide behind, and that's exactly what this board is. So.
I agree. I agree. It gives them plausible deniability. Oh, we didn't do that. That board did that. Even though, again, Congress, or in our case, state legislature, controls that. They have the power to take all the power away from the IURC at any moment, but they choose not to.
Yeah. Well, and
all right, before we run out of time, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to get us our predictions logged before it actually starts. So
I'll start with Keith because you and I've been talking. It's Keith.
Yeah. Come on up.
Well, do you think the Epstein files are going to be mentioned by Trump tonight? I say no.
I would say that I wish they would. I hope they are, but I agree with you. I don't think he's going to bring them up.
Well, they're going to be mentioned whether he likes it or not, because the Democrats have already said that. I was watching a little bit of the pregame, stuff, basically.
Okay.
The Democrats have a bunch of the victims there at the State of the Union.
Okay.
Really?
Yes. So whether he likes it or not, it's going to be an elephant in the room. What gets said about it one way or another, I think he's going to try his best not to talk about it. And I think he might even do what he usually does. A lot of people, I wouldn't maybe say this, but a lot of people would say this, that, being the most transparent presidency in the history of all the presidents, I'd say that a lot of people are pretty happy about, except for that loser, Thomas Massey, but we're going to take care of him in the next Kentucky primary. So, but yeah, we've done our best as far as what we've promised. We promised the Epstein files, and, the guy, he was a sick man. Luckily I didn't spend much time with him. It's going to be that. So.
Right. I could see that. So I will tell you what I hope happens, right? What I hope happens is I hope that the copium that certain hardcore MAGA loyalists have been holding in front of people for the past, good Lord, how long has it been? Almost 10 years now. From the whole 4chan, 8chan, Q thing with the dates and the this, and you got to do 7 layers of calculus to figure out the meaning behind this tweet.
No, you're talking about the 5D chess.
Yeah, that, and I will admit, as someone who read all of the drops, every single one of them, there's nothing in there that predicts anything. It doesn't give any firm dates for anything. And there are a lot of very interesting connections and information contained in it. However,
when you're talking about deciphering what he says, when he's we lost you, Travis, there for a minute.
No, I'm here.
You guys there? No. When Trump, we keep bouncing around. When Trump said that he had to protect his friends, was he meaning representatives and senators, or was he meaning the American people?
Well, I think he was meaning
my view on Trump with the Epstein files. Yeah, well, he's definitely in there. He's definitely in the Epstein files. Is he molesting kids or anything like that? I don't think so. I think he might have looked at all of it. At first it was, release the files. I think he might have looked at all of it and thought, oh shit, if I release all this, we're going to have mass chaos. And I think he desperately wants to avoid that.
Were you guys big on the not Wikipedia, WikiLeaks when it first dropped?
Not when it first.
You guys were digging through
a little bit. I got more into it later on, but when it first came out, I wasn't super big on it. But over the years I've dug in a little bit more on it.
So I did a lot of reading of WikiLeaks. I did a lot of reading. Like I said, I've read every single drop times. I've looked at all that stuff. I was actually interviewed by Vice because I was running for Congress at the time. Vice did an interview regarding the whole thing, and they didn't use a single second of my interview because I'm reasonable and don't come off as, at least overtly insane. But fine, whatever. I have the original somewhere. Maybe one day I'll actually put it on the channel. But the point is, I looked into it. I went, there was a lot of this stuff about John F. Kennedy Jr. and all of this. None of that was actually in the drops. It's things that people made up their mind about and ran with. And it was so hard to keep that stuff separate, right? Because it all just started to kind of blend together. And they actually asked Trump point blank about Q and QAnon and all that stuff. And he said, well, I hear they're against pedophiles. Sounds like a pretty good thing to me. You guys can actually look back. I don't know if you remember watching that, but what I found very interesting about that is at the time, the Democrats were doing a much like now, a huge job trying to discredit anything and everything potentially associated with that movement or the hashtags or any of that stuff. And at the same time, doing everything they could to convince you that looking at stuff from WikiLeaks was a criminal act. Do you remember who was Chris Cuomo, I believe, wasn't it?
I think it was Cuomo. I think
got on CNN and told people that even looking at it was criminal. There were some absolutely mind-bogglingly disgusting emails in that initial WikiLeaks drop. And as we're seeing now, it's all connected. It's all true. It's all disgusting. What was with the restaurant Pizzagate?
Yep.
That whole thing we're finding out is actually legit. And it really makes it to where you need to re-examine the people that you disregarded years ago because they said something that didn't fit into your perfect little box. Anyway, The point of this long rambling thing is Julian Assange himself said that were all the information to come out, 95% of Washington would fall. 95% of the systems that are propping us up would crumble. And I've said this before, I got a buddy of mine who believes very, very similar to the way I do. I don't want to see anyone who is not a criminal hurt. I don't want to see normal people suffer. We've all become so incredibly comfortable with our electricity and our air conditioning and our Wi-Fi and, the dopamine hits, but maybe some degree of reformatting might just be necessary.
Well, it's going to be necessary whether we want it to or not. So we have two options. We can either have we can either control it and we can say, all right, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and do a controlled demolition. We're going to release the Epstein files line by line, persecute, prosecute, go through everything.
Right.
And then we're going to come back to reconvene, see the handful of people that aren't scum-sucking pigs, and then start back from square one, or we leave it be, because I'll tell you what, the kid, there's a lot more to be said about like that kid, that 21-year-old that ran at the White House yesterday and got shot and killed because he was going to assassinate Trump. Supposedly it says, there's a lot more every single day. Stuff like that is festering and seething. And you know what? And to a certain degree, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and condone violence in the least bit. But at a certain point in time, you're not just talking about, look at them. They're taking away our rights. No, they actually are now.
Right.
They actually are. So at a certain point in time, there are people that aren't as comfortable, that are younger and sometimes feel like they don't have anything much to do, anything to do. There was a poll today. The poll today on Gallup said that 60% of people polled in the Gallup poll, not some bullshit MSNBC poll, 60% of people on the Gallup poll today, the lowest in history, said that they don't have a positive view for the future. 60%.
We got some activity over here.
Father of Delilah Coleman.
My name is Catherine Rayner.
My name is Sierra Burns.
And I'm so excited to be in Washington, D.C., the capital, to attend the State of the Union.
That's a bad look.
And the First Lady.
To be invited to the State of the Union. What an
That'd be
incredible
awesome,
honor.
Thank you, President Trump, for inviting
especially
me
as
to
a
the State of
kid,
the Union.
man.
I'm incredibly honored to be here and be a part of this special event.
I'm awestruck. It's the State of the Union. That's an ultimate honor. President Trump, I've followed you for many years. I've started at your first rally when you first were running again. I went by myself. There isn't words, but I'm so thankful for everybody.
Thank you so much for letting me come and talk about education and teach all Americans how to run super fast and effectively with using AI.
I am incredibly thankful for your initiative and wanting to push and bringing to light the hardships behind IVF and the access that families need.
To be here is a dream. I don't think I could have ever imagined this for myself, and yet here I am. So I'm thrilled, and thank you for having me.
We stand behind you in the efforts that you're trying to progress to better the United States and the United States citizens.
My name is Everest Nevermond.
My name is Megan Hemhauser.
My name is Marcus Coleman, father of Delilah Coleman.
My name is Catherine Rayner.
I think we're going to repeat these.
And I'm so excited to be in Washington, D.C.
They're just doing all the.
Yeah, we're going to. Okay. So keep an eye on the screen. Let me know if I slack off a bit.
Right.
They're absolutely awesome, though. Like, imagine being able to attend this.
That would be cool. I mean, obviously, I was just joking about, with everything that we're just talking about. The next thing is, a little kid. I'm so excited to be at the White House.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, man. As far as all this stuff goes, it's both like an absolutely awful time and also the greatest like timeline ever, because we're truly living in the content president age. Whether you love or hate Trump, there is no shortage of content able to be made during this man's presidencies. I mean, oh my God, dude, you can make an entire career off of just, and let's face it, news channels are out of just the stuff this guy says. So fingers crossed that it's going to be interesting.
Well, when I was on that podcast earlier today with the gentleman out west, which was interesting. He actually knows a lot of libertarians. He's going to put us in touch with Rainwater. He's going to come to the national one in Michigan. So he was a pretty cool guy. That'll be put out next week. But we were kind of talking to, same sort of thing. Like, what's the temperature? What do you think? And I kind of had similar sentiments earlier. I said, what I think is the coolest thing to me is connecting with all these people. I brought you up. I said, we're going to do a State of the Union thing, me and Keith, with our buddy Dion. We're connecting with his podcast. We connected with Libertarian Mike Saliba up in Michigan. Like, because of this, because of technology and because of this, it's almost like it's almost kind of like a Renaissance movement, of ideas, and because before the media had all the rights, the information, and it was all these the Sean Hannity sound bites, and you still got that with like Pierce Morgan and some of the other shows, but for the most part, we're able to take the time and flush out our ideas, and we're not screaming at each other, right? We're talking about these things. We're bringing these things to light. We're talking about things that we've read, things we've seen, and it's not just us, it's other podcasters that all obviously make much more money and do this at a much larger scale than we do right now. But it is kind of exciting.
One of my sponsors, man, sponsors stuff I actually use. That's the thing. I've had sponsorship offers before, but like either the company or the product is either something I'm not at all familiar with, in which case I don't feel comfortable trying to get somebody to buy it, or it's stuff that either the product or the company is trash, and I'm not going to sell that to people. Like I'll admit it, man. I got a little bit of bias. Everybody does, but I try to present all the information when I cover stuff. And how then do I try to admit when I make mistakes, etc. How do you then turn around and sell your audience some bullshit and then be able to look at them and have them trust anything you say anymore? Yeah. Just my opinion, though. Make your money, homie. Not you specifically, but in general,
But I think that's also what we want in our politicians. I mean, looking at at Keith, and he can attest. That's one of the things that people both liked and hated. When you're in there and you don't mind telling them exactly what they think. Keith had that. Did that quite well.
It was my favorite thing to do, actually. You have to not care anymore.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. Telling the truth is unfortunately far more rare than it should be in today's day and age. So,
yeah. Well, and I know you were just about to say something else, Keith, but I know there's a slight delay. I think I texted you, but
a little bit.
Yeah. What was it you were just about to say though, Keith?
I was going to mention this State of the Union. I think we all agree Epstein files. It's going to be an elephant in the room that's not talked about. I think there's going to be a huge focus on Israeli support and going after Iran. I think that's going to be the main focus.
It's funny. It's actually funny that you say that, because I heard from someone very close to me before the show, and they had called for a different reason, but they were like, "Hey, you're a lot more, politically connected than I am." He goes, "I'm hearing." Well, he goes, "Let me ask you this. You're a lot more plugged in." He goes, "Are we really as screwed in relation to Israel? Do they really have that much power over us?" And it's here.
I find.
Yeah, here's the wild part: is this is someone who doesn't follow politics, like, at all. He's someone that tries to stay as far away from that stuff as possible. Doesn't really want to get involved in any of it. And when even people like that are calling those more familiar with it and going, "Is it as bad as I'm hearing?" That's a good sign. I don't know what the solution, the long-term solution is, other than to not be in that position anymore. But it's a good sign that we have people who are ordinarily not that interested in this kind of stuff asking tough questions.
Well, think of this. This is another interesting thought, because my brain's going like a mile a minute.
Right.
I don't think Trump is in the Epstein files doing anything like terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he has seen stuff in there that now he's like, "Oh, I'm going to say, instead of protecting his donors or reps or anything like that, I'm going to say he doesn't want them released, or he wants them slowly, like methodically released to protect the American people."
Okay.
Now, Israel's got him by the balls either way, because if he's in there doing some, crazy shit and they know about it, they got that blackmail on him. If they know that he doesn't want to release all of it at once because, he doesn't want fucking mass chaos, if they know what's in there, they could be right up his ass saying, "Well, we got blackmail here too, because we'll fucking release all this. We don't give a shit about your chaos." Just another thought. Either way, they got him by the balls.
I very much think that's a possibility. I think like with the Iran thing, not even looking at the, at the Epstein files as a factor in it. I think the main reason they want to do it now is he knows that this time next year, he's going to have a Democrat House, maybe a Democrat Senate, maybe not even a Democrat House or Senate, but he's going to have no friends. He's very quickly going to lose that. I think, I think it's an interesting,
he's
when we
damned
left,
if he does, and he's damned if he don't.
Yes, because they gave all the money to him. They gave all that money to him. Netanyahu showed up. He's working with his son-in-law over there in the Gaza Strip to build that hotels and stuff, which is insane to me. It's insane to me that that's even legal.
Listen, I'll say this as someone, again, who's been a Trump supporter. All the I hesitate to call them shady, but all of the name branding, there we go, that's going on as he's president, and we're still producing gimmicks and gadgets and schemes under the Trump name, the Trump phone, the all Trump this other stuff, right? And then crypto and other stuff that I guess they're trying to actually create an official cryptocurrency that's tied to the dollar, and of course Trump leading it. I'm not happy about any of that shit. I don't like any of it. I think it's a bad look. I think that there are people who just cannot wait to send money to Donald Trump for whatever reason. Here we go.
Mr. Speaker, President of the United States.
I don't think you can stop the cryptocurrency from happening.
No. But should the president be taking an active role, or the president's family be taking an active role in creating that if this happened under any other administration, people would be losing their minds.
You're not
rightly
wrong.
so.
You're not wrong. I would absolutely agree. I don't understand how they're able
to just because it's your guy. Like,
well, it's the same thing as all the stock trading.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the fact that the day before they shut down our economy before COVID, they have the list of Republicans and Democrats that sold off all their stocks in key accounts that they knew that the economy was being shut down, and they did not want to.
And I think every single one of them should be prosecuted. But unfortunately, they didn't break any laws because they made it legal for them to do that. It's just a ethics thing.
Yeah.
They self-police, and it's, I mean,
bullshit.
Yeah. We can talk all day about how
rules for thee, not for me. You know,
the way I think they're going to get crypto for all, might as well call it that. You know, healthcare for all, and now it's crypto for all. My oldest daughter was actually bitching about it 2 days ago because we still buy stuff with cash. Not everything. She bought something and she's like, they couldn't give me my change. They couldn't give me my correct change because they didn't have any pennies. So it was like, oh, the 3 or 4 cents that I owe you, it's gone. So what's next? They're going to get rid of the nickel next?
Right.
That's
in
how
other
I see
countries
they got rid of the pennies. Yeah. They're going to slowly get rid of the money and then be like, well, now, you know, if you want your extra quarter, you're going to have to fall right into our crypto program, which majority of people already are.
Basically, you know,
I mean, you look at your paychecks, most of them.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, I do think that at this point, he's, you know, the first term he came through and didn't look too bad. 1 year into the second term, I think he looks like hell.
He looks rough. I will say he looks worn. And guys, we saw it with Obama. I think that was probably one of the
starkest.
Yeah, the starkest contrast between beginning and end of presidency, and how they looked and how old he looked and haggard and beat down. Because let's face it, man,
his husband.
It's a huge amount of responsibility. Yeah, him and his husband.
Her balls continue to grow.
Right. Sorry. I just being funny.
You're good, man. I'll just say this: you're not wrong. I mean, at times I figured, you know, Mike looks manlier than me at times, and I'm like,
oh, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want to come up against him in a dark alley,
right? Exactly.
I mean, he's packing heat, if you know what I mean. Well,
oh yeah. You saw him on I think it was Oprah or something. It was like, oh, got the Alabama snake looking there. Yeah, I'm good, man. I ain't going up against that.
Oh, we're never gonna get monetized.
Gotta watch that in the old country. A fucking lion will just snatch that thing.
Yeah. Here's the thing, man. I quit giving a shit a long time ago as far as trying to be nice to the YouTube algorithm. I gave up.
Oh, we're in the middle of a ghost ban right now, man. We were getting our clips were getting like between 500 and 1,000 organic hits.
Yeah.
And now we're getting like 30.
Yep.
Out of nowhere. It's like a light switch was hit. Mm-hmm. And arguably it's better content.
Oh yeah.
That's arguably, but you know, it's like anything. I mean, we only started doing this on last December, so you know, we're getting a better feel for how we bounce back and forth. We're getting better with show prep. We're getting, you know,
it's becoming more natural.
Yeah.
They turned the audio on, but then they turned it back off. So,
I thought maybe you turned the audio off.
No, I keep double checking. The audio is enabled, guys, for our viewers and listeners. They just haven't cut it back on yet. They briefly turned it on. I think probably a mic check.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
Yes, he is. for better or worse.
Okay.
That was a manly looking he dude right there. I mean, dude.
Look at the text 45470 for updates.
Yeah.
God, what a fucking narcissist.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States.
I want his son to stand up. Let's see how tall he is.
Good God.
Holy fuck. God
I
damn.
know, right?
That's a big old son bitch.
Beanpole, man. He grew up quick.
First Lady of
He
the
did.
United States.
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah. She annoys me at times.
Who, JD Vance's wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At times.
Members of Congress and my fellow Americans. Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Yeah, the Democrats are going to boo. Republicans are going to cheer.
Actually, it looks like a lot of Democrats didn't show up. Look at how many empty seats there are.
Wow.
It does look very empty.
5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence.
Yeah.
This July 4th, we will mark
Nice.
2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph.
I really like this hat, man.
The most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
Only if we string up the predators.
Yep. That ain't going to happen. At least not
When I
really.
last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I
Maybe
had
we'll
just
do that after we
nation
bomb
in
Iran.
crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police,
All of those are
rampant crime
true.
at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
I'll give them the closing of the border. But you're not.
Recruitment's at an all-time high. Well, not an all-time high, but it's certainly much higher than it was.
But they've also they've lowered up a lot of the standards. So
Yeah.
you know, is that just because they're
No, I thought they were tightening the physical.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about ICE, they've lowered the training down.
And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today, our border is secure.
True. Okay, let them talk. That's all funny like stuff, but I'm down for USA
Today,
too.
our
but
border is
let 'em talk.
secure. Our spirit is restored.
Maybe this will take less than 4
Inflation
hours.
is plummeting.
Yeah.
Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before.
Very debatable. You just threatened to take over Greenland.
Yeah, it just depends. Depends on which country, I would say.
After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far.
Boy, they don't look happy about that, do they?
In the past 9 months, zero illegal
They're
aliens
watching TikToks.
to the United States.
Of course. Yeah, I saw it.
I highly doubt
That we know of. Like, let's be honest.
I would
that we know of. Like,
But
that just
we
means
will
they
always allow
released
people
zero.
to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to
I agree with
maintain
that.
our country.
Yes, let's get some people in here who love our
see.
country.
I'm in the put up the light the no on the vacancy sign. We've got enough people here.
I agree.
The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year.
That's impressive. That's genuinely impressive. 56% reduction in fentanyl? Yeah. I'll take that as a win.
And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago.
The fuck? Sounds like some shit my son would say about me.
Allies in Congress gave us the worst
You're old.
inflation in history of our country.
Again, it's fine to give this is what he does when he gives these statements.
Down
But there's no where's it cited?
And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%.
Okay.
But what you're not pointing out is though that you're talking about the inflation for the year, that the inflation that was raised prior to that is still
Gasoline
there.
reached a peak
Oh, yeah.
over $6
And wages have not caught up with that.
Under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster. It is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states.
That's nice.
In some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85
So
a
jealous.
gallon for gasoline.
Jealous. You know why? Because Indiana politicians suck.
Yeah,
Our gas prices suck.
they do. It was much
All the
cheaper
damn
driving
taxes.
down to
The
South
lowest in
Carolina.
4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage.
You can't get an electric or a
just
hybrid car in Indiana because then they hit you with another tax.
Mhm.
And low interest rates will solve the Biden created housing problem well, at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market is at 53 all-time record highs. Since
They just send you the graphics that are on the screen. That's what this is what the updates look like, guys. Just that it's the same. I'm gonna get this one in a second.
They're all gaining. Everybody's up.
I was
way up.
curious.
In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe.
And does that still count with the tariff changes / reversal?
Much less than one.
He's probably is counting it.
Versus much more than 18.
I was about to ask.
Yeah,
What a
I'm just
difference
curious.
A president makes.
I mean,
A
that's
short time
a lot of
ago,
money.
we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. The hottest.
Kind of glad I'm not there because I'd hate to
As
have to stand and
thousands of new
sit, stand and
businesses are
sit.
forming in factories,
Yeah.
plants, and
Just
laboratories
me.
are being built. We have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what
Yeah, they're all AI data centers.
American oil production is up by more than
There's a lot of that.
600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
Woo!
I'm all for it. Take that oil. Hell with it. Drain it. Bring it. Let's go.
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill.
True. That I agree with. We should absolutely be drilling the shit out of oil.
Any time in the history of our country, think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today, and 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
That's a good thing. We don't need any more government jobs. We have plenty of government jobs. I would like to see more slash.
We ended DEI in America.
Well, we're in the process of.
Well, and again, how did you have 100% of all job creation, but earlier on you talk about how much we beefed up the military?
Job killing regulations, and
those were existing jobs that just weren't filled. They were not created.
Americans a record.
Maybe still.
It's kind of like not having any illegal aliens cross the border.
Yeah,
right.
They're coming across and saying, looking for asylum. You're no longer illegal.
Members of Congress,
right?
The state of our union is strong.
I don't think so. I think the state
Strong
of our
word.
union is divided.
That I would agree with.
Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore.
Boy, that's almost exactly how I fucking put it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the best. A lot of people tell me, Mr. President, we're winning too much. But I say,
no. You're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, we're
going to bomb Iran.
Is a group of men who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team.
Nice. Rub it in Canada's face a little more. I'm all for that. I mean, all for that. No, they kicked ass out there, though. They really did. They did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I saw the highlights and everything.
Same. I saw highlights. I didn't watch the whole thing. I don't really watch hockey. I don't really watch many sports at all.
Yeah.
I was hooked on curling.
Dude, Wild, you should bring that up because I actually learned a lot of things that I didn't know I needed to know about curling recently by watching the video. And it's crazy how precise and engineering driven that whole thing is.
Yep, I probably watched the same video.
Probably.
I had to watch a video to figure out how they score, what the hammer is. I'm almost a professional.
I too score with my hammer.
Live. You guys have a buddy who insists on telling you about his exploits. Yeah, his sexploits. Who just insists on providing way too many details.
But we're not both talking about Babe, are we? Babe?
we might be talking about the same person.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, hi, Mike. Too many details, man. Way too many.
I actually haven't seen him in forever.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up.
Well, of course not. Dude.
Beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime. As
Like, you can be mad at
did
Trump, but
the American
celebrate the
women
American
who will
team,
soon be
man.
coming to the White House.
There's so many anti-American fucking Democrats out there that just come on, man.
But I'm gonna put up the steel man and say, you know, there was a lot of that with Obama too, on the Republican.
Oh yeah, both sides are
And
guilty.
don't get me wrong, I didn't like Obama.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. Both sides are guilty.
I was Team R at the time, but I remember same sort of shit going on at the State of the Unions. And remember, you lie. Remember that?
To be fair, he did.
Sorry,
he did lie.
He did,
but that should not have
The
happened.
Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA.
Because remember, you can keep your doctor.
And I told them this.
Oh, I remember. I lost my health insurance.
Anybody votes no, I'm not doing it.
You got to read it to
They
pass
sit
it.
there and they
Or you
worry
got to
about
pass it to
say
read it.
no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
Good job, Connor. And the meme tweets are just glorious from the White House account. If you guys don't follow the White House account, the memes are glorious. Especially post hockey victory. Yeah. I recommend doing a little back scroll if you haven't seen it. It's worth your time.
46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. You practiced that, or was that unlucky? You refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad
do wish they had
very happy to
a little
hear
higher
this,
volume.
their vote and my vote. And in this case, my vote was more. Connor, with our highest civilian honor.
That was weird.
Yeah, it's muted again.
Many athletes over the years, but when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Wow.
He gave the Presidential Medal of Freedom to the goalie.
It looks like they all got it, but maybe. Or no, I think that's their Olympic gold.
Yeah,
right?
I thought those were the Olympic golds.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, Ted Cruz was sitting out there. He flew in from Israel.
Pennsylvania. What are these, Eddie Munster?
Everybody goes no, and every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
That is cool though. Like, good job, guys. Seriously.
Oh yeah.
They busted their butt, man. And they're one of the few Olympic teams that actually loves this country. You see some of the bullshit out on that stage, man, is just revolting. It's absolutely revolting.
I don't even. I've stopped watching the Olympics. It's the same reason I stopped watching a lot of stuff.
In
Everything.
America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
Oh God. I won't be attending.
Oh shit. I wouldn't have I wouldn't have the money to do that.
Oh, look, that got a few of the Democrats to stand up. Look at that.
Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country.
Well, it makes sense now. You know, they're going to have it in L.A. after they got a chance to burn it all down.
This year, and I must say I got them both.
Lots of space for it now.
The first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place. And now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup. So we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming. And that is exciting news.
I mean,
So this
I
will be a
guess.
year
I don't watch
to
the World Cup, so.
celebrate our country.
Where is the World Cup
They
at?
do. It's awesome.
Kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
Damn. Dude, that's awesome.
Yep, and he stands up.
No, I don't think he can stand up.
Oh, I thought that was him right there.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's the guys. I don't know.
They're all looking at the guy.
Yeah,
standing
they're
up.
all looking at this guy standing up, but the guy
at the
sitting
bottom's
down,
like,
they were zoomed
Why
in
are
on.
you
I don't know.
taking my no.
Kill me,
Just
Billy.
some random dude.
You're a brave man, and we salute you, even in times of challenge, setback,
Well, whichever one.
immense heartache.
Regardless. Very
Spirit
cool.
of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there. Rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember
I remember because he brought that up and said, "Why are we talking about this?"
11-year-old Millie Kate McClament
Remember?
closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission. Young guy,
Oh.
very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Billy Kate, but 164 others to safety.
Dude, that is genuinely like life-alteringly wild, man. Like, wow. Dude. Wow. Bro went home and cried. Like, physically, I mean.
People
I'm
watched
sure.
Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like
Coast Guard
this.
pararescue
Wow,
is wild, man.
Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
I did. You guys didn't send me an update. Let me try again.
And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was. Extraordinary
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
heroism. Thank you.
That's awesome, dude. Rescued 120 something people. Good Lord. Did you see that Kevin Costner movie about the Coast Guard pararescue?
Was it newer?
Have the
Damn good movie.
military aid to please come down and take care of the service. Military aid. Thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much.
Oh,
From
there we go, yeah.
1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together, we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans.
Overall net positive, I think the tax cuts,
All
at least
Democrats, every single one.
Yeah, I'm not a big beautiful bill fan.
Really important and very necessary, massive tax cut.
there was definitely some stuff in there I did not like. I will be first to admit there was some stuff in that bill that I was not a fan of.
They
But the
wanted
tax cuts are good.
large-scale tax increases
Yeah.
to hurt the people instead.
Mhm.
But we held strong, and with the great,
Most
big,
of them just
beautiful
corporate
bill,
tax cuts,
we
though. They
gave
didn't, you
no
know,
tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no
This-
tax on social.
the no tax on overtime was bullshit, bro. You know about how that worked, right?
I am not familiar.
The no tax on overtime is that it disappointed for everybody in the blue collar community, because it sounds all well and good, but what they don't tell you is that the only little sliver that they don't do the
And we
tax
also
on
made
is the
interest
actual
on auto loans
hours.
tax deductible. The first
Yeah,
time
overtime's time and a
the
half.
car is
It's no
paid
tax
in
on the
America.
half time.
You still
I
get
work-
taxed on the full time.
Yeah, you're taxed on the full time. I probably
Okay.
had close to $30,000 in overtime.
Recently,
And
Megan,
little over $7,000 was able to be claimed.
homeschools, her children, beautiful, 2 children. During the day while waiting tables at night, as her husband works overtime, operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's
And again, not to be a
happy
super
to
negative
tell
Nancy.
you that she is so much richer, because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and her expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half.
Well, no,
That's a good thing.
But that's her money, so that's
Right.
all well and good, and that's that.
Oh yeah, it would be better if there were no taxes, obviously, but
It would be a lot better then too if the prices of everything weren't skyrocketing
Agreed.
between a combination of the inflation that's
Thank
starting
you,
to get under control, but
Right.
also then the money that's been trickled down through
Our bill
tariffs.
parents like
Right.
Megan can
It
also.
would have been better if there was
Brand
truly
new
no
Trump
tax
account.
on overtime.
And I didn't
They tax you on your 40 hour on your paycheck, and anything over 40, you get tax free.
right.
And
Yeah.
again, like I said, I don't want to sound like super negative, but see,
Nobody
all this
believes
stuff to
me,
me
but I
just
did not
it's all small potatoes when you look at when you look at how much money is in the deficit and everything else. You're like, and how much money it costs to
Actually,
do everything.
investment counts for
I don't know.
every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people.
That's wild.
Have you looked into the Trump accounts?
I have not. I'm going to.
Yeah, that's something I've
Matter of fact, I'd like to do a show on that.
I'd like to do a deep dive.
I asked
Yeah.
Michael, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad.
Where's Brad?
So So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that.
It sounds awesome. I mean, I'm reading it. Like I said, I'd like to do a deep dive on it.
.gov, TrumpAccounts.gov, and a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started.
Basically under 18.
One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years.
Oh no, it's only for babies.
Were tariffs.
If you guys can read that.
I identify as a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Country, both economically and on a
I'm
national
going to vote Democrat.
security basis.
Between January 1st, 25 and December 31st, 28.
For decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful country saving. It's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in. Peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time-tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
That would be nice.
But that's not what he did.
Oh, I know. He's just saying
if he does that
to the future. Then I
discuss it with the tariffs. But again, then it needs to be done through Congress. It's not the president's purview.
Well, there are ways, like you said. The Supreme Court spelled out for him how to do it.
United States of America, because we finally have a president who puts America first. Put America first. I love America.
Yeah, you only have to stand up for I love America.
Yeah, dude.
We're decades before.
It's ridiculous, the divide.
We had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration. Everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New Scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. There were murders, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly use the word affordability, a word just knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
Y'all too?
Not even half.
Right?
Come on.
Y'all too?
Spineless fucks.
They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward.
Are they though? Like,
Nope.
right. Not yet, man.
The price of eggs
Fingers crossed,
is
dude.
down.
Enough with the eggs. Like,
Madam Secretary.
eggs are not the
The cost of chicken, butter,
they
fruit,
help.
Yeah,
hotels,
eggs are not the Overton window.
lower
Yeah.
today than when I took office by a lot.
Yeah.
And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down.
I will give them that. It's starting to come down. It was like,
And
good
soon
Lord.
you will see numbers that few people would think were
Why
possible.
do they always base the economy on the price of eggs?
Nobody can
I think
believe when
it's
they see the
because
kind of
like it's
numbers,
something
especially
almost
with
everybody
the
uses,
energy
and it's an easy
They
metric to
cannot
see.
believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing costs of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Affordable Care Act,
He gives no fucks, man.
Caused by you, all of you.
gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With
Yeah.
our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%,
Mhm.
like nothing else. That's why I introduced the great healthcare plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own healthcare, which will be better healthcare at a much lower cost.
There's potential there. There's potential there, but there's also massive potential pitfalls. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
I am excited about the Trump RX potential.
In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a
We'll
big
never
deal.
get that plan passed.
Sounds so simple. So
I'm not worried about it. He's got what, the
I
rest of
did
this
that in
year?
my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs are going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on healthcare and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before.
Potentially really excited for this.
Other presidents tried to do it, but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try, actually.
Yeah.
They tried. They said they couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action, but I got it done.
I had a girlfriend like
Under my
that.
just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere. The lowest price.
How? How?
What do you mean how?
Like what's
So
his,
am I-
what's the plan that he's put forward? Like
You
that's
didn't read
all
it?
good.
You didn't read it?
Should be my thing.
No. What's
Hold
what's
that thought.
Strange things happen.
I'll bring you up to speed. Hang on.
I took
I'll look it up while we're
prescription
doing it.
drugs, a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest.
Like I said, potential. Real potential here.
Price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more. All available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way.
Drug pricing platform. Designed to help Americans find discounted prices.
Here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big. Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500, a reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom.
And that same drug in Israel is free. And that's from all of you. All of you out there.
That is true.
Thank you.
That one is true. These agreements commit companies to sell specific. So the drug companies make an agreement with the government.
So now I'm calling on Congress to
Sounds like a Bernie Sanders plan, doesn't it?
program into law.
Well,
one thing I'm not sure it matters because
hold on, I'm reading through all the deal.
Along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking at
are also concerned that
the website right now.
Demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive
Well,
up electric utility.
I got ChatGPT breaking down all the finer points for me right now.
Yeah, Jesus, dude. Really?
What?
We're telling the major
fucking
tech
AI
companies
slop,
that they
man.
have the obligation.
ChatGPT is pretty good about stuff like this, though.
Lies.
Their own power plants as
Lies.
well,
All right.
so that no one's prices will
I mean,
go up.
there's definitely some inaccuracy.
No, I know.
Electricity will
But,
go down for the
but
There's some
community.
use there, but I get on my friends all
This
the
is a
time about
unique
relying too
strategy
heavily
never
on that
used in
crap.
This country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed.
I mean, who lies more, AI or the government?
Will produce their own electricity.
Oh,
Well,
Sure,
that's
the-
kind of a mix because if you look
Yeah.
at ChatGPT, when you're asking a question, it's at the end of their answer, it's showing you where the website that they cited it from.
Next number.
Right.
Yeah.
Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us
agreed.
tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was
Yep.
devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up into thousands single-family homes.
Good. Start by dismantling BlackRock.
They gave too much money.
Oh, yeah. I don't
Now
know.
I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations
Yeah.
do just fine. Rachel,
Home
thank you
prices
very
are
much. Good luck with your home. You'll get
ridiculous
one.
now.
Yeah, first-time home buyers' average age is 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of that has to do with the fact that
We're working to
home-
make it easier for
the
Americans to
prices
save for retirement.
of that and the cost of inflation aren't
Social
keeping up with wages.
Security and Medicare, they are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office,
All
the
good
typical
programs.
401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records, your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy
Those
this
days are
social
gone.
disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these oft-forgotten American workers, great people, people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will
Ooh.
match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year.
Okay.
As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that Members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
That'd be nice. Oh, look at him reluctantly getting up. Yeah, I should probably stand up and clap for this. Make it look good for the people back home.
They stood up for that. I can't believe it.
Right?
I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she was here?
No.
Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
I agree. Oh, you
Is
well, you don't like that
Crenshaw
idea?
standing?
Yeah,
Where's
look, they're not
Crenshaw
clapping
at?
and standing now, are they?
I'd like him to pan over to Dan Crenshaw.
Even on this side.
Yeah, same.
I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed.
Not a fan.
But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota.
Oh,
Members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information.
Sounds like your sound went down.
yeah. I haven't touched anything. It's not me.
Maine and
Yeah.
many other states are even worse.
I think they're doing it on their end,
I think so.
up and down, so it's not super loud, super. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tonight, although started 4 months ago,
Unfortunately,
I am
it's
officially
Max.
announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance.
He's an interesting one. I'm still formulating my opinion of JD. It's gone up from what it started at. And he is witty. I'll give him that.
He'll get it done.
But
I'm
we'll
trying
see.
to figure out what his name
Oh,
actually
God.
is.
Yeah,
Right.
same.
Actually have
Yeah,
a
no
balanced
kidding.
budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget.
I can barely hear.
Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world and lawlessness are the norm.
No, it's his mic.
Yeah.
Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates,
True.
taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime.
Yes.
We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are just playing games.
I hope so. The fraud in Minnesota is unreal. Absolutely unreal. And when they got judges letting them walk away with no consequences, why would they stop?
Yeah.
Delilah,
Yeah.
At the same time, though, you have a full room right in front of you
24
of no
with an
consequences.
18-wheel tractor
Oh, yeah.
trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California.
Yeah.
Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
Oh, she's cute.
You got to be careful in that room. There's a lot of people in there licking their lips.
Right. You're not
Do
wrong.
not speak English. Do not
Sickos.
read even the most basic road signs as to direction,
There
speed,
we go.
danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm
Dude,
calling
somebody's
on
playing
Congress
games
to
with the mic.
pass what we will call the Delilah Law.
I think he goes in and out so much and changes his
Could be.
volume so much. I think they're dicking with the volume.
That could very well be somebody trying to help. Stop it.
When he moves, there's a limp dick fucking mic behind him.
And yesterday,
hang it right. See it?
Yeah.
White House, I hosted a ceremony.
Like your description.
Americans who lost
It's just like
loved ones, the scourge of legal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 45 times.
Dude.
Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers. And
that's right.
We're not doing it at record numbers.
No, get them the fuck out, though. That's what I'm saying. Get them out.
I don't have a problem with getting them out, but do it the right way. Don't do it the way that ICE has been doing it undertrained in Minneapolis.
I think we can argue that another time, but I do think.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world.
I believe that.
The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you.
Hard to argue with that.
As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. All cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they've closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice to clean it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe.
Yeah.
So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support.
Okay.
The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Oh, look at that. Imagine fucking that. Dude, really? Look at these absolute criminals. Like, dude, who could possibly defend that? I mean, like, really? That's some of the most disgusting shit I've ever seen. literally telling people you believe in illegal immigrants more than American citizens. If you need more of a display, I'm not sure what you could possibly want. Unreal.
I like how Trump is staring at him.
Yeah. Yeah. Shaking his head. That's what we got. These two guys down here in the front, the lady down here. Dude. Really?
Where's John Fetterman at? Do you see him in there?
That's what I was looking for. Because I know he'd be standing up. I don't see him. Maybe he couldn't make it. Like I said, there's these two guys here and this lady here.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
I never quite understood how sanctuary cities were able to exist. Like, that one's always perplexed me.
Yeah. The idea behind them is not an awful idea at its very base level, but they twisted it and expanded it. The idea was initially to where people didn't have to worry about getting deported when they reported a crime.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
See, I got misgivings on this one too.
Yeah. And we probably share.
Stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American.
But I wholly agree that ID should be required to vote.
It's rampant.
Period. Yeah. You should be an American citizen and you should have to show ID.
But like, we had an interview with a guy that we know now, but he actually was in the Biden. He worked for Homeland Security or immigration rather in the Biden administration. And like he said, he goes, okay, you got an ID. He goes, I don't disagree with you that you should have to prove it. He's like, but you're going to be sorely mistaken if you realize how many states don't actually give out driver's license that have proof of citizenship.
And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel.
I agree. I agree with that.
And too much potential for fraud. And by the way, it's polling 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah.
I think you should.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy. Policy, but nice guy. Said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard.
Yeah.
Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a social security card.
Yeah. But voting, you don't.
Yet
it makes
they don't
no
want
sense.
Identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
ID is racist, don't you know? Some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Your excuses.
Yeah.
Why would anybody not?
Well, like I said, the biggest problem
What
is that
reason? Because they want to cheat.
a lot of them you don't need to
They make up all excuses.
get that ID. You still don't need to. So that doesn't actually solve the problem. So
What
I don't
about
know.
It's the beginning of something.
They want to cheat.
Yeah.
They have cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
John, who was he pointing at?
I'm not sure.
Oh, he's going all Joe
Thune,
Biden.
maybe? John Thune?
And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle,
Wow.
stand up.
Oh, finger claps.
Yeah. Hey, whatever, man. However people want to celebrate, I don't care. I get uptight when they start trying to enforce that crap on other people.
Yeah, for sure.
She doesn't look
like-
like she wants to be there.
And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states
Mhm.
without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we're even talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
Yeah, it's a number of states too where it's happening or can happen depending on a judge.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
They're nuts, man.
Amazing. Incredible. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we? Huh?
Show me some perp walks.
No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it?
I've heard
Who
that
would've
it's a
believed
really
that?
good movie.
I've
Over
heard
the last
exactly
year,
the opposite.
She has
Have you?
had an incredible
Fair enough.
opening AI legislation.
I heard it was not very
landmark
good.
executive order on foster care
It did well.
and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better at bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much.
Sounds like a RPG name. Everest. What was it, like Everest Nevermount or something? Like
right.
Sounds like something you'd like in Baldur's Gate, dude.
Sounds like
You know, in
the
Baldur's
on
Gate
mushrooms,
3,
you
the
conceived
big,
him.
big bad evil guy, his like third lieutenant.
I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in
You
particular,
know that the director that did that Melania movie was in the Epstein files. Like,
Oh, really?
Not just in passing, like with pictures.
Fair enough. I heard not the Treasury Secretary, but some other guy was in like really bad too. I think anybody like that, should be
This
immediately.
is especially true among young
Right.
people. And a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man.
We are Charlie Kirk.
So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
I got a lot to say, but not now.
Thank you, Eric. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God.
Agreed.
We must totally reject political violence of any kind.
Agreed. Oh, look at that. You got a few standing. Okay, so, all right.
We love
That's
religion,
a good sign.
and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see.
It's nice to see them at least
Unleashing America's
pretend.
promise requires keeping our community safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zuretska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget there were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zareska, tonight, I promise you we will ensure justice.
I didn't know he was foreign.
Irina.
I mean, I knew he was a black man. I thought he was American. What was that? What was her name again?
What do you not say?
I can't pronounce it.
I'm asking this Congress to pass stuff.
Wasn't it Ida something?
Irina. I can't pronounce the last
are
name.
put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
Let's put Charlotte stabbing.
Yeah, that's. I'm just describing it.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement.
I just know he was a career criminal.
To our most dangerous cities, including
I thought he was schizophrenic.
Tennessee.
He was in and out of prison.
New Orleans, Louisiana, big success. And our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime.
Yeah, multiple prior arrests, struggle with mental illness. No, it says that he's not a foreign national.
Oh, fair enough.
I just wanted to make sure that I was like, man, I thought he was just.
In fact, crime in Washington
But,
is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago.
I don't know if I trust the crime stats, though. That's part of the problem right now.
I don't trust most of these stats.
Well, here's the thing: the police have been changing how they
people. One of the
classify
brave
this shit.
service members who helped.
Well, just like they didn't even release the jobs numbers at the end of 2025.
Virginia Army
Yeah.
National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation. She was shy. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged. Shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents.
I'd forgotten about that one.
Evilly, your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great.
There's no shortage of illegals that have
anything like it.
committed crimes or killed people while they're here, and I can't imagine the pain that the parents experience, man. Like, it has to be heart-wrenching, especially to know this person shouldn't have even been in our damn country.
Yeah. I mean, I always look at it as more of a. I look at the whole thing as the amount of violent crime. I mean, the guy that shot Charlie Kirk, you go down the whole list, all the trainees that shot up school.
Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf.
Yeah.
The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. Two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night. And she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone. But his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying. And after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melanie? She turned out to be right. Amazing, actually. Where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death. On his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw it. The gavel of George Washington is actually in the house tonight.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they brought it down. I saw that right before I joined and did the stream. A buddy of mine, Sean, sent it to me.
That's pretty cool. The plot twist, it's actually his teeth.
They had to do something with them, right?
JD Vance has tried them on already.
I mean, I try it.
It's literally just George Washington's skull.
We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring.
Is that the gavel behind them?
Abroad. Our country has never been stronger.
It's in a glass case.
First 10 months.
I don't think it's
not blowing just out and being
including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? Sick people.
Yeah.
Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people said the Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, you lost me here. You lost me hard dip. I am not going to get behind this neocon foreign policy.
I'm not a Jared fan at all.
And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco.
And a lot of people say he's got tiny hands. I don't know.
I don't know. I think Rubio's been doing pretty good, all things considered. I think he wasn't quite prepared for the job, but I think he's trying to rise to the occasion.
People like you.
Yeah, see, I'm not on board with flying into Venezuela and snagging up the leader.
100%.
Next one.
I'm 100% not. So we're going to agree to disagree there, my friend.
Some of the Democrats.
And I can tell you all the reasons why
I
that.
can't believe we approved that guy.
We will next time. Yeah.
And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco?
When are you going to do your candidate interview?
I figured after the primary.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a primary challenger. So.
No.
Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that?
I mean, that's a good thing.
For the ones that weren't vaporized.
Well, yeah.
By American paid for bombs.
Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. It was an amazing period of time. They came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds.
Yeah.
But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back, but we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do.
Especially because while they were digging for bodies, Israel was still bombing the living dog shit out of them.
100
Still doing that today, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. You don't have to worry about me trying to stick up for Israel.
Sure the listeners are picking up on that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28.
The ones that don't know.
28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job.
I got a couple of stragglers there on the D side.
Well, the foreign policy stuff you're going to get.
We're working very hard to end the
because
nice war.
they're all on the same APEC dollars.
Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25.
I seen today that Fetterman also collects APEC dollars.
Oh, a bunch.
A war which would have never
Well
happened.
over $1 million. I think it was like 1.8 million.
As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. Good.
Operation Midnight Hammer. I've seen that one.
Decades it had been the policy of the United States.
I thought that was Operation Pile Driver.
Weapon. Many decades since they seized control of that
Hammer, I barely know her.
7 years ago. The regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism, death, and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb.
You know, I don't want to sound like Captain Obvious here, but you don't have to worry about roadside bombs if your troops aren't over there.
And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protests. 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, in particular nuclear weapons. Yet they continue.
After Midnight Hammer. Need some air guitar in there.
And are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference.
Let me guess. They're 1 week away. They're 1 week away again, right?
Yeah. Well, of course.
Well, less than a year ago.
How are you going to
To
justify
solve
a
this
strike?
problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
21% is the
I
number.
mean, I agree with that.
That agree with us doing anything else in Iran. 21%.
Agree with what?
That agree with us going back to war with Iran.
Oh, no, I don't want war.
And no nation should ever doubt America's
anything.
resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term.
Iran's not going to war with us.
We're going to continue to do so.
You know, eventually you back a dog into a corner, it bites.
We have no choice. We have to be strong.
Just saying, man.
As hopefully we
You know what? Iraq was supposed to just be a little in and out deal too, wasn't it? 20 years later.
Peace through strength that has been very, very effective.
And we haven't been able to get out of the fucking Middle East.
I know.
You know?
Unfortunately, I think that entire situation could obviously have been handled
So
differently
thanks
and
to
better.
Republican
But here we
in
are.
Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces.
See that right there.
creating
That's
a lot of
we can talk a whole different game domestically if we didn't have to go and talk about dollars like he is with foreign policy.
Before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying.
Right? Yeah, they weren't paying shit.
Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 2.
Yeah. I'm all for the pressure on NATO to pay their fair share.
And getting that 5% was something which everyone
and that's fine. Pressure on NATO to pay their fair share, but most of the things that NATO ends up having to do are on behest of us and Israel, quite frankly. So it's like
5% then they're paid, and everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776.
Just need to pay our troops more overall. Not like we don't have the money.
They put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things. A lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, "What's the number?" $1,775. I said, "Wait a minute. For $1 more, we can have $1,776. It's going to."
That's some shit Trump would do too.
I never asked anybody if we could afford it. $1 more. I said $1,776, and I said that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military. That was 4 months ago. Our military. I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. The firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also
like, who hates firemen, man? Like, there's
right.
haters, but who hates?
There's not a song called "Fuck the Firemen."
Right. Shit, even Democrats stood up for the firemen. Look at that.
We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels.
Yeah.
That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Fentanyl's horrible, man. I know people who
I'm
have.
going to call it here first.
With our new
lost
military
people to
campaign,
that
we
shit.
have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that.
But here's the thing: the fentanyl wasn't on those boats from Venezuela.
So nobody wants to
That's
go
a lie.
anymore.
Big lie.
We've also taken down one of
You're
the
going to
most
hear it here first.
cartel kingpins of all.
We know now that the U.S. government, the CIA,
January.
created crack cocaine, brought over cocaine during the 80s.
Fuck the CIA, dude.
It is 2026. Within the next 15 years, we're going to find out that the American government was doing the same thing with fentanyl.
January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive. They couldn't believe, they all watched. They saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. It's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby. As we did that, my baby is becoming so important.
I could see South Park taking that Space Force. Have you seen the episode where they're talking about cable TVs and they flap their little nipple flaps?
No, I don't watch South Park anymore.
Yeah, I kind of fell off.
America's armed forces overwhelmed.
I wait for the
All
clips.
defenses and utterly
Yeah, I watched the clips.
enemy
That's about it.
fighters to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice.
This is a dope ass meme, though.
What
Like-
American justice? What American justice? We got him on some bullshit law. Like, I'm not saying he's not a prick. I'm not saying his people shouldn't overthrow it. I'm saying we've got nothing to fucking do
It
with it.
also opens up a bright new beginning.
I would
for the
disagree.
people of
And we'll
Venezuela,
talk about it in depth.
working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to
So was
those
the new president of Venezuela, was she elected?
stuff.
No, she was the next in line underneath Maduro, so they didn't even change the regime.
No.
Grew up
Same
with a
regime.
tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle
That's
Enrique.
what we do.
But after
Yep.
Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down.
You know, I hate always keeping to be the Debbie Downer, but you know, there's no
Do you
more.
though? I think you
There's no
live for
more.
it.
There's no more incarcerated people than in America.
That's true.
I feel like it's like Mystery Science Theater. Like, I mean, it was I don't know. I don't know the history. I don't know. You know, I mean, I see some of the pardons that have been done, like pardoning the one world leader that
Nice
was
to have you back.
trafficking drugs, and then the
Right.
next day
There were many heroes on that.
blowing
ship.
up drug ships.
You
You know, like
I disagree vehemently with his
It
pardons.
was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. A big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter.
That's what I hear.
To deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, probably would have happened. Maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs. Of the bullets and keep on flying and landing. People knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric.
Nice.
And Amy, come on in.
Couldn't even get him a seat and made him wait outside. That's messed up. There he is. Good job.
So has he got like a cane or something?
Well, it looks like he's got a walker.
Yeah.
So we have a surprise, Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Nice. Very nice.
I wonder if they know ahead of time. You know what I mean?
It's hard to say.
I just wonder if they're like, you're gonna want to make sure you look nice.
Right.
Tell you too much. You know?
Well,
I mean, they're going
like,
to anyways. You know, they can probably assume they're going to be on TV.
Yeah, they're probably like told that there'll be
the autistic part of me is
some kind of
like,
comment. Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking awesome though, man. Helicopters are hard to fly when all your limbs work. Some of the maneuvers these guys can pull off with Chinooks, man. You seen it where they can like drop the end and keep it perfect while the guys go in and out on little bitty places too, man. Wild. Major respect.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors.
All right, come on, Trump. I'm hungry.
You know,
Wrap it up.
We won the first
It's
world.
going to be the longest State of the Union address.
And then they decided
My
to
dinner
change
wasn't
the name.
ready yet.
So we changed it back.
I was
If
able
I'd
to
have
do
ate, I would have ran over. So I'm like, I gotta wait till after.
10 of Eric's fellow
I gotta-
warriors from
I'm working
that
through my sixer of Modelo though pretty
incredible
quick.
night of
So
victory will also
I'm gonna
be
start floating my teeth here in a
private
second.
ceremony that will soon be held at the White House, and Eric will be there.
This man can talk like nothing I've ever seen. Like he can literally talk for hours and hours and hours, just off the cuff. That's why I told everybody, I'm like, I hope he like trims it a little bit tonight. Probably not.
Well, like I said, he's definitely starting to show his age. He's starting to do that like old man teeth thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go.
Okay.
He is one more heroic American aviator.
His name's
Navy
Donald J.
fighter
Trump.
pilot Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions.
Damn.
In the skies over Korea in 1952.
He's the one that can't
Royce
stand
was
it.
in the
That's
Right.
right.
dogfight of a lifetime. Legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
Nice.
Yep,
Yeah,
you're right.
that's that guy. Okay.
Don't take this disrespectfully, but immediately I think I killed 50 men.
Seriously, though, this dude's a legend, man.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. Don't get me wrong.
Dude's
That's why I said
awesome.
don't take that wrong. It just
Yeah.
immediately I think of from King of the Hill.
About
Good for
tree
you,
fitting.
dude.
Well, no, that's South
He's a
Park.
legit American hero, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Are the Democrats at least standing and clapping this time? Pieces of shit. Dude, like seriously, that's some of the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen, man. There we go. Okay, all right. Good deal. Good
Like
deal.
I said, I don't worry too much about that myself because, I mean, every State of the Union, the Republicans don't clap or stand for the Dems. The Dems don't clap or stand for the Republicans.
Right. It's so
I
silly.
don't know. It's all political.
But
theater.
I'll say this: I have never in my life seen such disrespectful shit as Nancy Pelosi tearing up the State of the Union, dude. Like that was some next level petty bullshit.
Well, to be fair, Nancy Pelosi probably doesn't really know where she's at. She's probably she probably wanders around and gets fed Valiums.
Yeah, while she goes into her multi-$1,000 freezer and pulls out her little ice creams.
As
Own
all
that
of her,
bad shit, dude.
yeah, all of her financial advisors do her stock trading for her.
Yeah.
So, Nancy, what meetings did you go into today?
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it. But if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric.
Oh yeah.
I will say this, I did feel like one of the things I really disliked about Obama was Obama kind of gave that thing out willy-nilly. I mean, If I'm not mistaken, Ellen DeGeneres got it.
Yeah, the Congressional Medal of Freedom. Yeah.
Biden, for freedom, but regardless,
250 years is
not exactly the same. But
nation. But in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history.
Yeah.
Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight.
Yeah.
Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness.
Do you know where because I'm sure the White House isn't going to air the
Wild West,
the State of the Union address,
empty marshes,
right after the opposing party usually gives theirs.
Greatest cities.
You want to give that a listen?
World's mightiest industry.
I'm not gonna have time for that.
Yeah, same.
Why don't you go ahead?
No, that's fine. I just didn't know.
Fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies.
I was just interested in how much they were going to bring up the Epstein stuff in that.
Another time, I'd be all for it, but I can't tonight, man. I'm already tired.
No, it's all right.
American pride. We wired the globe with ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are
cheesy shells
great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs.
Yeah.
For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot.
I agree with that.
Our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before.
So
thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
One of his better speeches.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, definitely one of his better speeches. He repeated himself a lot less.
I'm always very anytime they give statistics, I'm always weary of it, and I'll let all the Redditors break down all the details on that. I'll catch and see which one of those are bullshit or not tomorrow.
Right. Oh yeah, you'll have a whole stream of fact checkers that want to to this figure or that figure, and
which is fair because some of those figures sounded real bullshit.
I would love to see an actual honest chart but
well, that's kind of an oxymoron when it comes to government. I mean, not just government. I mean, how many jobs have you worked in where you've had to put together charts and graphs and do things, and everybody and their brother knows how to make those charts look with their data just a little bit more favorable than others. So I always take that data with a grain of salt, but I have a real hard time believing that there is 0 illegal immigrants crossing the border. That's one. I was doing a little bit of digging in between. I kind of doubted the record military. It's definitely up, but everything I'm reading has but to break the most in however many years he said, I was like, was there record breaking numbers? And I did some digging, and nothing I found, at least in the immediate, time seemed to.
Here's the thing about Trump. He has always, he's a businessman. It's rhetoric, man. Obviously, the biggest, the brightest, the this, the that. It's always been that way. You get used to that shit. Every president has their, their thing that they do, that they say, etc. Just hold on, just so you guys see. It says, right as I went okay and pulled it off, it did officially end. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, I truly appreciate you taking the time to join us, and love to see your comments. Tony said this is great ownage.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he saw that. He stated that when Trump was asking these people to stand up for America. Like, look, we can disagree about how we get to somewhere, but if you're elected to represent the American fucking people, then your priority should be the fucking American people.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Seems, it seems pretty straightforward, but apparently it's not.
That's petty. It's pettiness, and that's all those politicians in that room.
Very petty.
I mean,
like you said, we've seen it before. We've seen it with the Republicans when Obama was president, when Clinton was president, but it really did like take off during the Obama administration. So
I mean, even the Bush, I'll give the Bush, like they used to call it, Bush derangement syndrome before they called it Trump derangement syndrome. And I wasn't even particularly political back then, but I remember it. I remember the punk rock bands doing the Rock Against Bush albums, and I just liked the punk rock bands. I didn't really give a shit what they were singing about.
Right.
So I remember that stuff. That happened back then. And, it does seem like it's gotten much more divided. I do feel like there's a lot more issues that have just really, like Marjorie Taylor Greene kind of said, a national divorce probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. The question is, how does that look if that were to be the case?
How does that look? How do you go about that? Yeah, I would much rather see us return to the original republic that was intended, which is essentially states are their own countries, and the federal government is just there for trade, defense, etc. That would be ideal, but I don't see that happening. All right, guys. Listen, I appreciate you guys joining me, and if you stick around after, you'll be able to download the full show. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, those out there, we got candidates we're going to be interviewing. I'm getting those lined up right now. We just came back from the Congress of Counties, which I can't wait to tell you about the bullshit there. It is wild, but we're going to try to get that stuff coming up for you. And without further ado, God bless you, God bless Indiana, and God bless the United States of America. Hope you guys have a great night, and we'll see you again real soon.
Okay.
Peace out.
If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose. This has been Dion's Daily Dose, hosted by Dion Bergeron. Executive producers, Sean Holgram and Michael Beebe. Copyright 2024. Dion's Daily Dose, all rights reserved.